my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in the cradles, profanities. I see the world through ice covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watched me weep. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Take my eyes open to force reality. Why can't you just let me eat my weight in glee? I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in the cradles, profanities. Some days I feel skinnier than all the other days. Sometimes I can't tell if my body belongs to me. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Tanya, and this is Titanium Built, where we break down true crime cases every night. If you're not new here, well, then welcome back on in. Let me see if my lights like kind of going crazy back there. I don't know if that's any better, but it could help. It could help. It's just I don't know why it does that. I think it's because it's like the camera's like on my face or something. It's supposed to focus in on me. But welcome in, everybody. It's good to see you guys. It's good to see everyone. Before we get into tonight's live, as always, you know how content creators are. We have to ask you to hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. We do, and make sure you're subscribed because we've been having problems with that. And I want to reach out to some other channels to see if they're having the same issues as I'm having. So, because people come in, they say they're unsubscribed, and I'm like, well, what the heck? So anyways, make sure you're subscribed, hit the bell icon, all the things. If you want to, you can contribute to the goal in chat. We don't have a goal as of right now, but if you want to contribute to the goal, it could be whatever. Also, if you want to become a member, we'd love to have you, and I'll slip the members link in the chat. I can't even talk. How's everybody doing today? It's Saturday. Can't get any better than that. Can't get any better than that. Let me paste this in, and then we'll go up. We'll say hi to some people, and then we'll get right into tonight's case coverage. Anyway, I think everyone knows what the case is we're going to be talking about. Hello, princess. I was trying to pull my socks up there. Okay. Don't want my legs to get cold. Oh, did it change? Oh, it might have changed. I thought maybe you went up in months, maybe. Ladybug. Hey, Ladybug, how you doing? Lay down, Ashley. Hopefully she sleeps through. I mean, I want her here more than anything, but I know that girl needs some sleep. I know she probably needs sleep more than anything. Oh, Vincent. Because of Vincent. We tried to take one car to get a driving thing done, and then we couldn't use that car because it's just a brake thing. And then the second car, second car was fine, but we had to make sure we get tags on that car. So then we had to go next door, and then we had to do all that. And then there was people coming in and out, and oh my goodness, it was 6 hours. If this was my hometown DMV, I would have went crazy. Hey, Kitsy Cats. I almost went crazy. Hey, Casey. I am on tonight. I know it's a miracle. Hey Tracy. Hey Crystal. I'm usually in bed by this time. I'm not gonna lie. I am not gonna lie. I love my sleep. Hey Mandy. It's good to see everybody. Hola, baby girl. You like the view better like that? You're at your parents' house, baby girl. Aw, that's sweet. Bam Bam's from Ohio. Well, me too. Are you from the south, north, west, east? You know, let me know. Hey, Ember. And then there's Princess. Oh, there's some more people. Doopsie Daisy. I like that. I like that name. Probably said it right. Is it Doopsie Daisy? Yeah. Oh, there's your membership. Member for 24 months, 2 years of your life you've been in this chat with me, Ladybug. I appreciate you. I really do. I really, really, really do. Thank you for being a member for so long. Shoot. Yeah. We had to do that. Well, I told him, I was like, we should just like go and take the one off your I'm a bad influence. I'm such a bad influence. Hey Tiff. Centerville? That's actually very close to me, Bam Bam. Very, 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 very close, actually. I would say. I would say that's a very close. But I feel like, oh no, my business is out there, so I'm kind of out there. By the ocean in Oregon. I bet that's pretty. I bet that's so pretty. I totally want to go and visit that like part of the country. I think it's probably so pretty. Oh, I love you too, Ladybug. Thank you for being here for so long. That computer's in here again tonight. It makes noises and it like, I don't know. I think it's his work computer, but it's nothing that he needs. So, okay, let's get into tonight's case coverage, shall we? I do have a case for tomorrow night that we're going to go over. Camellia, the girl that I was talking about, Camellia, the one that I was talking about yesterday. I need to say her name right. It's just hard for me to pronounce with this retainer in my mouth. But we're going to go over and we're going to cover her case tomorrow night. So after this live, it'll like boot you over to that one. If you just want to if you decide you want to watch it, just hit notify me and then you can just go out of it. And if you want to hit the thumbs up while you're in there, I'm not going to say that that's wrong. So okay, what do I have? I have some stuff here that's, okay. I don't think we need this. Is everybody kind of up to date on this case? I'm going to give you the what's going on. Send me pictures. Yeah. Hey, Justice Jane. I heard on other future crime channels that they're having the same issues with people being unsubscribed. Yeah. Don't be doing that. Tiff, don't you be doing that. That disappeared from the bar. I don't know. Are you talking about like last year or 2 years ago, or what was that last year? Are you talking about? I'm trying to think of his name. He's from Tennessee. He was downtown at the bars with and he was at the. It's like right there. I can picture him with the blonde hair. Yeah, Riley Strand. I could not think of his name. I was like, he's right there in my, like, I could picture him. He was right in front of me, like the outfit and everything. They actually found Riley a couple weeks after he went missing. Yeah, thank you guys. Oh my goodness. We covered that case deeply too. I'm like, I could picture him. I could picture his shirt, his pants, his hand in his pocket, like, his picture. Yeah, they found him in the river. Yeah, they found him. I think it was like 2 weeks after he went missing. But they were going to do some things like to try to prevent other accidents from happening like that. Or, I personally think he went down to use the bathroom. And unfortunately, he maybe fell in. Oh, did you get a nap, Ash? Hopefully you did. Okay. So we have been talking about Anna Kepner case tonight. We're going to be talking through some developments just in in her case in particular with her family. If you have been following this case for any length of time, you kind of know the family dynamics are a little off, to say the least. But we have been diving on this channel anyway. We've been diving a little bit deeper than just like her immediate family, because this case needs a deeper look. I feel like by everyone. So for anybody that needs, might be catching the replay, or you might need to catch up on, what's going on, we'll just do a quick recap of everything. That way everyone knows what's going on. But Anna Kepner was an 18-year-old high school senior. She lived in Titusville, Florida. She was a cheerleader. She died under very, very suspicious circumstances while vacationing on the Carnival cruise ship in November 2025. Her death occurred in the Caribbean, and it was officially ruled a homicide by asphyxiation. On the morning of November the 7th, they found Anna's body in the cabin that she was staying at. It was discovered underneath the mattress, tucked under like a blanket or a sheet, wrapped in a sheet with life preservers all around her. So it very much, trying to hide her. She was sharing that room with her 16-year-old half brother and her 14-year-old half brother. So they didn't automatically, but they come to find out, through court filings. That's kind of how we found out that who the prime suspect was, because during custody hearings unrelated to this criminal case, court documents and the judge identified the 16-year-old as, and referring to TH as the primary suspect in the FBI's investigation. So current status as of now, they've been going to court they've been going to court hearings. The stepbrother claims that he has no memory of what happened that night, and he was off of his medication for 2 nights. We know for sure on that cruise because Chantel's mom has come out and said it, but we don't know. Maybe he was off of it a 3rd night. We're not sure, but we do know he was off of his medication. Not to say that that means that this is okay, but just throwing that in there. But so tonight I kind of want to shift gears from Anna's side of the family, because last live that we covered, we went over her, how do I explain this? So so her father's second wife's father, which would have been Anna's grandfather through marriage. And his name is Harper Kevin Scott. And he is just a bad dude. Let's just say that. He is now on the Florida S offender list. He's done some terrible things. So we went over that last time on our live. So on this live, we're going to go over Chantel and what else is that? I get his name wrong every time. You know what? Thomas. Because for some reason, I think her name is Chantel Thomas instead of Chantel Hudson. Is that, but I don't know why. In my brain, that's what it is. So Thomas is his name. And he's the ex-husband. So it all kind of ties in, I feel like, because we're going to read through these, and we're going to read that, her father also, didn't have all of it. He wasn't, Mr. God-fearing man over here either. He has some stuff in his court past. So, and we'll read through that as well. So I think that it'll just kind of like bring it all together on who these people are, right? And that's what we're going to do. Yeah. What did you give yourself, Reba? Yeah, Anna's father. Yeah. Man, I don't, I think that they are, the reason why they haven't arrested her stepbrother yet, I think is because it has to be because they're still looking through that digital like evidence, like the surveillance on the boat, the phones, the key cards, things like that. But I would think that wouldn't take that much. I mean, it's been over 2 months. And I mean, you would think that they would have everybody on that, right? Like, you would think. New teeth. Good for you, girlfriend. I bet they are stunning. Did you get them yet? Well, good for you, honey. Good for you. I love when someone feels good about themselves, and that really helps. That really, really helps. I want to make sure I'm pulling up the right thing real quick. So, we read through so much the other day, and my stomach is. If you can hear my stomach, it's growling. But I swear I just ate. It doesn't sound like it. Okay, so this is the dissolution of marriage. So this is what we're going to go through. And then I can exit out of these for now. And if anybody has any questions over the family tree, I can help with that. I do have a family tree that I kind of put together. And as we're talking about these people, I will let you know like who they are in relation to Anna, right? So Thomas Hudson is Chantel's ex-husband, basically. They are in a custody battle right now. And we're going to go through their dissolution of marriage paperwork. Now, I'm not going to go through every single, like line through here. I'm going to do like kind of like the rough read, but we're going to, because there's a lot to read through, but I'm going to give you guys the exact, you'll know what we're talking about. Let me just double check. Just need to double check on my, my co-host, make sure that they're here. They sleep on the job every night. I mean, I just don't know what to do with them. Oops. Whoa. Okay. Do you guys mind if I put my glasses on? I don't think you do. Oh my God, these are so dirty. How? I don't get it. Let me just get a tissue. I'm trying to wipe them off. Okay. And thanks for being here. Oh yeah, if you like the Gypsy Rose, then you like the Gypsy Rose. That's for sure. Okay. Oh wait, shoot. It's like that just like made it even worse. Okay. Hold on one second. Let me just see something. Hold on. I think something happened. I don't know why I can't find what I'm looking for. Hold on. I think you hit her. I think that she's like blocked. It's bad that I don't even know how to do this. I swear it's like in the settings. I'm going to read so fast to you guys, you're not even going to know what's going on. It's usually like right here, permissions, community moderation. Okay, here we go. Okay. I wish they would put these in order, like in some sort of order. Hold on, Casey, I'm coming. Of course, having one eye doesn't help. I should show Vincent how to do this. Or one of you guys. Oh, there, okay. I got her. Okay, we're good. Casey, come back in. Now, I don't know how a tissue can make my glasses even worse, but it did. And I have like nothing else to really wipe them on. My shirt's kind of not the material to really wipe glasses on. We're having a rough start. Okay, we're not even doing that. I don't know why they're like that. The eyes will be fine. Okay. So this is going to be for Thomas Hudson and Chantel Hudson. And let me know whenever she comes back on. Comes back in, but she should be able to. So it is in the best interest of the parties and their children in a dissolution of marriage case to be cooperative and to preserve their assets and comply with court rules. Therefore, it is ordered. Okay. No relocation of children. Okay. I wonder if Thomas agreed to this. Neither party may cause to be removed, permit the removal of any minor children of the parties from their current residence without written agreement of both parents. I wonder, I mean, they weren't together anymore. I wonder if he knew. So there she is. Yeah, we can see you now, Casey. Sorry. I saw it as soon as it happened. I was like, uh-oh. I was like, I don't think Ladybug meant to do that. Okay. So then I don't think that he would agree to that, but I mean, that's just me because he's been wanting to get his kids back, right? So parenting. So the safety, financial security, and well-being of the children involved in this case are the court's primary concern. It's the law, except in certain rare circumstances, that both parents will share parental responsibility for all minor children involved in this case. Okay. Deposition of assets accounting. They can't conceal, any assets or anything like that. Personal and business records / insurance. Neither party may directly or indirectly conceal from the other or destroy any family records, business records, or any other records of income, debt, or other obligations. And then, you can't terminate your life insurance policies and things of that nature, which, I mean, I think you should be able to. So you never know. What if that person's trying to come after you because you got that life insurance? So additional debt. Neither party will incur additional debt, which would bind the other party, nor tie up any assets, except by written consent of the parties or order of this court. The parties are urged to temporarily stop using joint credit cards except for absolute necessities and only as a last resort. Okay, well, they might have done that. We don't know. Case management conferences. So it's an initial case management with a case manager. Okay, maybe they want mediation. I was going to say maybe that's mediation, but it's encouraged early in the proceedings and required prior to setting the case for trial. If parties wish to waive the mediation requirement due to domestic violence, they must file a motion to waive and set for a hearing. Service and application of this order may serve a copy to both people, and that's what that was saying. So then this is a standing order for parenting course in a case with a minor child. So parties in a paternity case or in a dissolution of marriage case with minor children are required by law to complete a parenting course. Therefore, the court orders in this case. Not a bad idea, I mean, not a bad idea. We don't do that in Ohio, I don't think. Does anyone know if they do that in their state? Hey, Candy. Hey, Jet Set. I don't know if I said hey to you. Welcome in, everybody. So it says both parties must complete a parent education and family stabilization course, and they will. We'll see that here in just a moment. An internet link to a list. Okay, I thought I was going to say that you could do it on the internet. It is. It does. Okay. I hate doing stuff over the computer. Like being able to. I think it's just too easy sometimes. I don't know, but I guess you could do that. So it just says that you have to, bring back a copy of that. And he does it like a day before she does it, which I think is kind of funny. I don't know what I do. So then now comes, it says answer, waiver, and request for copy of final judgment of dissolution of marriage. Now comes the respondent, Chantel Hudson, pro se. That means she's doing it on her own. She don't need no lawyer. And files this, her answer, waiver, and request for copy of final judgment of dissolution of marriage, and in support hereof states as follows. 1. Respondent answers the petition for dissolution of marriage filed in this action and admits all allegations. By admitting all of the allegations in this petition, respondent agrees to all relief requested in the petition, including any requests regarding parenting and time sharing, child support, alimony, distribution of marital assets and liabilities, and temporary relief. Okay. Respondent waives notice of hearing as well as all future notices in connection with the petition for dissolution of marriage is filed. Respondent also waives appearance at the final hearing. Respondent requests that a copy of the final judgment of dissolution of marriage entered in this case be forwarded to the respondent at the address below. A completed Uniform Child Custody Jurisdiction and Enforcement Act affidavit is filed with this answer. A complete notice of Social Security number is filed with this answer. A completed family law financial affidavit, Florida Family Law Rules of Procedure form is filed. Is she saying she giving up? That's what it sounds like to me. Well, it says right here, respondent answers, right, and admits all the allegations. By admitting all the allegations in this petition, respondent, which is Chantel, agrees to all relief requested in the petition. I mean, it says respondent waives notice of hearings as well as all future notices in connection with the petition for dissolution. Okay, let's keep reading. That was December 7th, 2022. When she get with hold on. When did they get married? Because I know I've been trying to write them all down and I didn't get that far. No, that's another dissolution of marriage. I'm trying to see when they got married. Maybe it's towards the bottom. Has to be up. Right here. Right. Yeah, okay. So they got married 12/23/2024. I just thought maybe that was the reason why she was like, I don't know, throwing her hands up. Let's see if he has anything to say. So it says dissolution in the state, the county and state which the marriage took place, Pinellas, I think that's called Pinellas, Ellis, I don't know, County, Florida. Date of marriage 3/21/2010. Let me put that in my list. Because I'll forget to go back. Because I'm trying to make as many visuals as I can on this case for us because it's a lot. So he's the petitioner. She's the respondent. This is the certificate of completion that he completed it. It was, I guess, completing the 4-hour parent education, 4-hour class. Okay, it could have been a little longer than that. And then she got hers here. She got hers on the 4th. I'm going to go past that because that's his driver's license. It was, I'm pretty sure, redacted, but I wanted to make sure. So I forgot to redact the kids' names. But I think everyone knows them at this point. So it says here, Chantel Hudson, respondent certified, that's her social security number. A notice is being filed in a dissolution of marriage case in which the parties have minor children in common. The minor children's names, date of birth, and social security numbers are below here. Wow, they skipped when they had Brooke, 2007, 2009, 2016. Okay. And then Thomas Hudson, same thing, same kids' names. I mean, they have the same kids. Okay, so then this is just them checking everything. Petition for dissolution of marriage with dependent or minor children. Comes now petitioner Thomas Hudson pro se. I guess he's pro se too. And files his petition for dissolution of marriage with dependent or minor children in support hereof states as follows. I mean, maybe this is, maybe when they were getting a divorce, maybe they were getting along better. Some people get along better when they know they're getting out of a marriage, Maybe at this point they were just kind of like, we'll just go pro se, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. It didn't go that well. So it says jurisdiction/residence. Petitioner and respondent have lived in Florida for at least 6 months before the filing of this petition for dissolution of marriage. Neither of them are a member of military. Date of marriage, March 21st, 2010. Okay, let's make sure that's up there still. Date of separation, November 1st, 2022. And then Pinellas Park, Florida. A completed family law financial affidavit, Florida Family Law Rules of Procedure form is filed. So they completed all their forms. I won't, make you go through all that. Marital assets and liabilities. There are marital assets or liabilities. All marital and non-marital assets and liabilities are or will be listed in the financial affidavits to be filed in this case. All marital assets and liabilities have been divided by a written agreement between the parties. Did you get that notarized? Which is attached to be incorporated into the final judgment of dissolution of marriage. Spousal support alimony. Petitioner forever gives up his right to spousal support alimony from the other spouse. Why? What was you going to get out of that? I mean, parenting plan establishing parental responsibilities and time sharing. The minor children currently reside with respondent. It is in the children's best interest that parental responsibilities be shared by both parents. It is in the best interest of the children that the family be ordered to comply with the parenting plan that includes parental time sharing with the children. For purposes of the parenting plan, the petitioner will be referred to as petitioner and the respondent will be referred to as respondent. The petitioner states that this is the best interest of the children, that it's in the best interest of the children that The attached proposed parenting plan should be adopted by the court. The parties have agreed to the parenting plan. This schedule is in the best interest of the children because it allows both parties to be involved in the children's upbringing. Then they have child support. Petitioner requests that the court award child support as determined by Florida's child support guidelines. Petitioner requests that medical/dental insurance for the children be provided by respondent. Petitioner requests that uninsured medical/dental expenses for the children be paid 1/2 by the petitioner and 1/2 by the respondent. And then they have a couple requests. Petitioner requests that the court enter an order dissolving the marriage and distributing marital assets and liabilities as requested in Section 1 of this petition, adopting or establishing a parenting plan containing provisions for parental responsibility and time sharing for the dependent or minor children common to both parties as requested in Section 3, establishing child support for the dependent or minor children common to both parties as requested in Section 4 of this petition. And then that Thomas Hudson signed this one. I think there's might be a couple more. Let's see. Yeah. Sorry. So it says here, type of action/proceeding. Place a check beside the proceeding you are initiating. So initial action/petition. Dissolution of marriage. I wonder what a simplified dissolution of marriage is compared. No related case exists there, and then they just signed it. Oh, Jet said, have a good night. I always wondered what your little picture was. It's pretty. Hey, Jen. Hope you're having a great day. I hope everyone is. It's Saturday. You know? Okay. Now, I want to make sure I get these right. Where was I at? Oh, I went down to the bottom to look for that other thing. I was like, where am I at? Okay, so we went through that one. Let's see. Respondent notice of filing child support. I think this is just a guideline. Okay. Now, I don't know if this is like per month or not. So let's go down one more. The final judgment. Let's go. Okay, let's do that. Okay, so final judgment of dissolution of marriage with minor children. Okay, it says makes these findings of fact and reaches these conclusions of law. So the findings are this is from the court. The court has jurisdiction over the subject matter and the parties. At least one party has been a resident of the state of Florida for more than 6 months. Immediately before filing the petition of dissolution of marriage, the marriage between the parties is irreversible. I can never say that word. Broken. It cannot be repaired. I don't know. I can't say it. The names of the parties' children are as follows. Andrew, I'm just going to say the first name, Timothy and Brooke. The parties have voluntarily entered into a marital settlement agreement and parenting plan, and each has filed the required financial affidavit. The parenting plan is in the best interest of the children. The court finds that the parties have the present ability to pay child support as agreed to in the marital settlement agreement. Let's see if I can get that stuff off. I don't know what the heck's on them. I need like Windex or something. So then ordered, okay. The marriage between the parties is dissolved and the parties are restored to the status of being single. They're probably like, yes. The marital settlement agreement attached as Exhibit A is approved by the court and incorporated herein, but not merged. The parties shall obey all of its provisions. The parenting plan attached as Exhibit B is approved by the court and incorporated herein. Okay. Final judgment says return to sender, no such number. I should look on that other one and see if that was the same number. Okay. I don't know why it's so light, but it is. Upon consideration of the parties' joint stipulation to modify parenting plan, the court, having reviewed the file and being otherwise fully advised in the premises, does hereby order a judge and decree the stipulation of the parties herein above reference is approved and ratified. The parties are ordered to comply with the terms. Okay. Those are just cover sheets, I guess. So then this is Thomas and Chantel. It says type of action proceeding. Place a check beside the proceeding you are initiating. If you are filing more than one type of proceeding against the same party at the same time, then you must complete a separate cover sheet for each action being filed. And then it says if you're reopening a case, choose one of the 3 options below it. So reopening a case, and this says other. Type a case if the case fits more than one type of case. Select the most definitive, and it says dissolution of marriage. Okay, so the parenting plan that they put in there is the one that they need to be following. That's just what it's saying. So the United States is like the country, that the children are known the most. The state of Florida is the children's home state. Okay. That's just a bunch of, I don't need that. Okay. Shared parental responsibility. It says that parents confer and jointly make all major decisions affecting the welfare of the child. Major decisions include, but are not limited to, decisions about the children's education, health care, and other responsibilities unique to this family. Either parent may consent to mental health treatment for the child. So do you think that that would fall? Okay, so do you think that going on a boat, a cruise ship, not a boat, a floating city, would you consider that like not in the best interest. Like if you were Thomas and he was saying, I don't think that they should go, right? He's thinking that's not on the best interest of the child. And then Chantel takes them. I wonder how that works, how that works out. Like, I wonder if he can, I mean, I wonder if you go to the courts and you say, hey, I didn't want her to take them. I don't even know how you do that. I mean, because I think you would have to go to the courts before, right? Beforehand, like before the kid, before they left. So, just day-to-day decisions. Unless otherwise specified in this plan, each parent shall make decisions regarding day-to-day care and control of each child while the child is with the parent. Okay. Extracurricular, they can participate. They don't need to go with each other. Like, can they play soccer? No, you can sign them up for soccer. I guess not. Maybe not. Maybe they have to do it. It says, and allow them to participate. Either parent may register the children and allow them to participate in the activity of the children's choice. But then it says right here, the parents must mutually agree to all extracurricular activities. Oh, man, I'd be confused. The parent with the minor children shall transport the minor children to and or from all mutually agreed upon extracurricular activities, providing all necessary uniforms and equipment within the parent's possession. The cost of the extracurricular activities, childcare, aftercare, and all school expenses shall be paid by 50% respondent, 50% petitioner. All uniforms and all the equipment for the extracurrics, both of you. Information and sharing. They should both have access to medical and school records. Well, yeah. And then they're responsible for obtaining records and reports. They both have equal rights. I mean, I think that this one here is probably the one that's like the least, like, wow. Like, but because some of these documents, I was like falling out of my chair. School calendar. If necessary, on or before August 1st of each year, both parents should obtain a copy of the school calendar for the next school year. It's a good idea. Academic break definition. Where are you putting your kids on the Christmas break? No, it would just be whoever has them, like whatever whoever's week or weekend is at, that time. Okay. These are just talking about the different breaks, transportations, exchanges, foreign and out-of-state travel. Either parent may travel within the United States with the children during his or her time sharing. The parenting traveling with the children shall give the other parent at least 60 days written notice before traveling out of state unless there is an emergency, and shall provide the other parent with a detailed itinerary, including locations and telephone numbers where the children and parent can be reached at least 60 days before traveling. Now we're going to go out of country. Either parent may travel out of the country with the children during his or her time sharing. At least 60 days prior to traveling, the parent shall provide a detailed itinerary, including locations and telephone numbers where the children and parent may be reached during the trip. I don't think she probably did the other half. I don't think she gave 60 days warning, but it says either parent could take them out of the country. Each parent agrees to provide whatever documentation is necessary for the other parent to take the children out of the country. So if he were to hold like their, birth or their like passports and they needed those, let's say, like, he can't do that. We're learning stuff here. Okay. Designation for other legal purposes. The children named in this parenting plan are scheduled to reside the majority of the time with the respondent. Okay. The majority designation is solely for purposes of all other state and federal laws. It doesn't affect either other parent's rights or responsibilities. Okay. All communications regarding the children shall be between the parents. The parents shall not use the children as messengers to convey information, ask questions, or set up schedule changes. The parents shall communicate with each other in person, by telephone, by letter, or by email. Both parents shall keep contact information current. Telephone or other electronic communication between the children and other parent shall not be mentioned by or interrupted by the other parent. Electronic communication includes telephones, electronic mail or email, webcams, video conferencing equipment and software, or other wired or wireless technologies or other means of communication to supplement face-to-face contact. The children may have telephone and email communication with the other parent anytime. So you got, it's just saying you have to pay for your own damn internet. Select appropriate child care providers. Each parent shall have first right of refusal if a parent is not able to exercise their time sharing. Okay. Any relocation of the children is subject to and must be sought in compliance with Section 61.13 Florida statutes. Now, I wonder if that is like, well, if you get married, we might have to look that up because, oh, wait, look, it says right here, the parties have agreed that the respondent shall relocate to the Titusville, Florida area with the children. Now, did she relocate before or after she met Christopher? I'm wondering. That's my question. Because they get together, 2010? I have to see when I have to see when the date is on this. 50% for dental, 50%. They're just saying like, So this was notarized on 2024. This is weird. I'm trying to see if I can find that again right here. They get married on 12/23. And this is 3/12. So was that 9 months? So like 9 months. Well, you got to be dating someone for like at least a second before you get married, you think? Yeah, Bree, there were other ones. Yeah. Well, they have 3 right here. They have a little girl too. So did they? So did Chantel like not care, back in 2022 that they weren't divorced or whatever it was, but all of a sudden in 2024 she's like, yeah, we better get that dissolution of marriage, but better get that going. It's just weird to me. And I'm moving to Titusville. Just happened to be the same place that Anna's from and her family's from. So then this is them just changing terms, I think. No, it just says it's approved. Okay, never mind. What did this say? Change in, oh, okay. Motion to change venue and transfer of court file. From Lee to Hernando County. Okay. Oh, so look, this is like, because, you know, him and his kids have lived in Hernando County since 2020 or 2005, and they've never resided in Lee. And then it says the respondent resides in Hernando County, 1989. That was, you know, right after she was born, to 4/10/2024, April 10, 2024 in Brevard. I guess I want to change it. I think that's it. Yeah, that's all that for that. This is what we just read, right? Yeah. I think. Let me go back up to them. These are all starting to look the same. Okay, yeah, that's the same. Okay, I don't want to skip anything, but let's see. We can go down to Tabitha, because I thought this was pretty interesting. We really need to get our, where's my family tree? Okay. Share this with you here. Now we've got Chris, and he's been married. He was married to Heather, so I don't know why I kind of messed that up. But Heather, Tabitha, Chantel. Heather is Anna's mom, and then Tabitha, 2 children with Chris. They have half siblings, and then Chantel has 3 children with Thomas Hudson, the guy that she's in the court proceedings with. Now, okay, so Thomas Hudson's the ex-husband. Chantel, and then they have 3 kids. And then we went through their names because, you know, I accidentally showed you their names. So now we're going to go to Tabitha. It's just like, what? So I don't know if this was like, when, let's go down to the bottom page. I need these dates. This is March 2023. See, I don't know. I feel like something's going on around here. You know what I mean? Oh, thank you, Andy. So, oh yeah, I already looked at this. Okay, so this is a case number, new case, division domestic. This is going to be Tabitha and Chris, and they had a couple different. Sorry, I can't think what I was going to say. A couple different filings. So they have notice of filing for child support, and then they have final judgment of dissolution for them. It looks like, or no, that's for Thomas. Okay, I'm at the wrong one. So let me see. Tabitha's dissolution for marriage due to abuse, and then they do a petition for dissolution of marriage. Now this is probably reads the same, but I want to make sure that we don't miss anything. So let me just. This is 9 pages. This is 9 pages. Yeah, this is the same. Okay. Some of them were the same. Sorry about that. Oh, no, you're fine. I was like, was I wrong? I could have been. I ain't above to say I wasn't. So another dissolution of marriage. don't get married if you're not going to be forever. I don't know. I guess I guess I get at the time you think you're going to be. I don't know. I don't. Or how about if you get married and you go through some hard times, you stick it out. I don't know. This is craziness. So this is Tabitha Kepner and Christopher Kepner when they were married. That was her last name. But she's filing this. So comes now the petitioner, Tabitha Kepner, and by and through the undersigned attorney. Okay. And files for dissolution of marriage. Now, this is a little bit different. This isn't as kind of like, not, no offense, but as boring as the first half of documents, right? Where they're kind of just like, okay, yeah, you get the kids for this much. I get the kids for this much. This is like, what? Like, she's filing this because of abuse. That's a problem. That's a big problem. Like that'll make you sit up in your freaking seat. And we, and maybe that's why he hasn't been out here talking as much. So, because we haven't really heard from her family too much. So it says, this is an action of dissolution of the bonds of marriage between the petitioner Tabitha Kepner and the respondent Chris Purcell Kepner. Both parties are over 18 and neither nor has been within a period of 30 days immediately prior to the date of the filing of this action been in the military. Neither party is mentally incompetent. The petitioner has been a resident of Florida for more than 6 months before the filing of this petition for dissolution. The marriage of the parties is irreparably, why can't I say that word? Irreparably broken. I just cannot get it out. The parties were married to each other on May 28th, 2011 in Titusville, Brevard County, Florida. There have been 2 minor children born to the parties, the subject of this action, to wit. Gives, their initials. There are no additional children are expected, and the wife is not now pregnant. There were no children adopted by the parties, nor are there any pending actions by either of the parties. Adoption actions, sorry. The present address of the minor children, and it gives that, where they currently reside primarily with the mother. The dates and address for the past 5 years of the minor children and the persons with whom they have resided with are as follows. 2018 to present, mother and father, Christopher and Tabitha. The petitioner has not participated as a party, witness, or in any other capacity in any other litigation concerning the custody of the minor children in this state and has no information of any custody proceedings concerning the children pending in a court of this or any other state. The petitioner knows of no person not a party to this action who has physical custody of the children or claims to have physical custody of or visitation rights with respect to the children. Further, the petitioner acknowledges that she has a continuing duty to advise the court of any custody, visitation, or time-sharing, custody support, or guardianship proceeding, including dissolution of marriage, separate maintenance, child neglect, or dependency concerning the children in the state or any other state about which information is obtained during this proceeding. At the time of the filing this petition, there is an ongoing investigation by the Department of Children and Families in Brevard County. That's their county. The petitioner is without knowledge of whether a case has been opened involving that investigation. The petitioner is seeking an order establishing a parenting and time-sharing plan which would allow the children to reside solely or primarily with the petitioner, and which would allow the respondent to spend substantial supervised time with the children, both temporarily and permanent. Supervised. Now, is she trying to put in Anna in that? Because she's not Anna's, technically she's not Anna's biological mother. So I'm just wondering. The petitioner is requesting that the court establish a parenting plan for the minor children that, at a minimum, describes in adequate detail how the parties will share and be responsible for the daily task associated with the upbringing of the minor child, the time sharing schedules, specifying the time sharing that the children will share with each parent, a designation of which parent will be responsible for healthcare, school-related matters, and other activities, and all forms of communication the parties will utilize to communicate with each other and with the minor children, both temporary and permanent. It is in the children's best interest that they have contact with both parents. The petitioner is seeking an order establishing sharing between the parents, but which grants the petitioner majority time sharing, and that contact with the respondent be supervised. Hey, Laura. Hey, Denna Beans. Or Denna Bears. Denna Beans. Denna Bears. How is Chantal related to the girl that was killed? So she is her stepmother. Yeah. The respondent has a history of physical and mental abuse towards the minor children and towards the petitioner. It would be detrimental to the children to have unsupervised time sharing with the respondent. Okay. I think unsupervised. They want it to be supervised. Okay. The respondent has a history of abuse towards the minor children and towards the petitioner. It would be detrimental to the children for the parties to have shared parental responsibility. Therefore, the petitioner is seeking sole parental responsibility. Also seeking an order establishing child support. And they want it retroactive to the date of filing this petition. If he's hitting you, honey, you take it off. The petitioner is requesting that the court issue an order which entitles her to declare the minor children as dependents on her federal income tax return every year, both temporarily and permanent. Gotta get that money. I mean, like, if you're thinking about that, I don't know. Like, that's just one thing. I would not be thinking about that. The petitioner is requesting that the respondent furnish life insurance as security for the payment of child support, both temporary and permanent. That doesn't sound right. Okay. Whoever wrote this up, that doesn't sound right. The petitioner respectfully requests that the court enter an order allocating the responsibility of the parties regarding health and hospitalization insurance for the child, both temporary and permanent, including any applicable premiums. Okay. I was going to say just him. For the children's medical, dental, orthodontic, pharmaceutical, psychiatric, psychological, and optical expenses. Both the parties have obtained certain assets that have incurred certain debts and liabilities during the course of their marriage, which should be equally distributed among the parties in accordance with the provisions of Florida state statute section and other applicable law. In doing so, the court should take into consideration the following. Okay, so any dissipation of assets, the right to any appreciation or enhancement in value of non-marital property, the right to unequal distribution of justified by the facts of the case as developed through discovery, the party's own marital property with street address and legal description. That's the legal description. I guess they gave him a map. It says lots 21 and 22, block 4, section A. The property is a marital asset and should be equally distributed. The award of alimony is presumed to be appropriate based on the following factors: the standard of living established during the marriage, the duration of the marriage, the age and the physical and emotional condition of each party, The financial resources of each party, including the non-marital and the marital assets and liabilities distributed to each. The earning capacities, educational levels, vocational skills, and employability of the parties, and when applicable, the time necessary for either party to acquire sufficient education or training to enable such party to find appropriate employment. I mean, what if you're like super old and you can't work anymore? The contribution of each party to the marriage, including but not limited to services rendered in homemaking, childcare, education, and career building of the other party. Okay. The responsibilities of each party will have with regard to any minor children they have in common. The tax treatment and consequences to both parties of any alimony award, including the designation of all or a portion of the payment as non-taxable, non-deductible payment. All source of income available to either party, including income available to either party through investments of any asset held by that party. Wow. This marriage is considered a moderate term marriage. What the hell is that supposed to mean? Is that really a thing? I'll be damned if someone called my marriage moderate term. Let me see here. Okay. A moderate length marriage is one that lasts between 7 and 17 years. I mean, okay, so wait. A moderate term marriage generally refers to a marriage lasting between 10 and 20 years. Let's see, there's acting as a middle ground between short term, 7 and 10 years, and long term, over 17 to 20 years. I mean, I don't know. I'm just going to say this. If I'm living a certain way for 10 years of my life, or 20, and you divorce me, you better have first you better have a damn good reason. Second off, I want the alimony. And only because I'll need it for like someone to like, I'll have to like hire someone to like, push me around in my wheelchair and stuff. Because I'd be that old. I've never heard of that though, moderate term marriage. The petitioner has the need and the respondent has the commensurate ability to contribute to the petitioner's support. As a result of the length of the marriage, disparity of the parties' incomes and earning potentials, established standard of living, and the financial resources available to the parties, the petitioner needs to seek alimony, including permanent, periodic, durational, rehabilitative, bridge the gap, and or lump sum. The petitioner currently has exclusive use and possession of a vehicle and is in need of a temporary and permanent exclusive use and possession of said vehicle. Well, I guess, the respondent they're going to take a vehicle and the other person's going to take a vehicle, it looks like. A notice of the Social Security number for the petitioner has been filed with this action. The financial affidavit for the petitioner, Tabitha Kepner, has been filed or will be filed with this action. The standing temporary domestic relations order, administrative order number, is incorporated. The petitioner has required to hire Minoru Esquire and has agreed to pay him reasonable fees and costs for his representation in the case or the present case. The petitioner has the need and the respondent has the commensurate ability to contribute towards the petitioner's attorney fees and costs. The petitioner is seeking an order for attorney's fees should the court find that the conduct of the respondent has or does generate unnecessary, vexatious, recalcitrate, I don't know, that's so wrong, or fruitless litigation, both temporary and permanent. We're going to see what that says. Recalcitrant. Having an uncooperative attitude, especially towards authority or discipline. Well, could we just put that? Maybe, maybe not. Trying to see where I was at. Okay. It would be unjust for the court to delay the entry of a final judgment of dissolution of marriage in the present case. Therefore, the petitioner requests that the court enter a final judgment of dissolution of marriage as soon as it is appropriate. Wherefore, the petitioner respectfully requests that the honorable court enter a final judgment which finds the marriage to be, can't be, it's broken and it can't be brought back to life. Establishes a parenting plan for the minor children. At minimum, describes in adequate detail how the parents or the parties will share and be responsible for the daily task associated with upbringing of minor children, the time sharing schedule, and so on and so forth. Okay. I need to close a couple of these really quick. Okay. So awarding the petitioner majority time sharing with the respondent having substantial supervised time sharing, awarding the petitioner sole parental responsibility, establishes child support in accordance with the child support guidelines and the time sharing plan established by the court, both temporary and permanent. Equally divides among the parties all marital assets and liabilities, orders that alimony be awarded to the petitioner in the form of permanent, periodic. I think we read that. We did. Durational, bridge the gap in lump sums, orders that the petitioner claim to the minor children as dependents on her federal income tax, every year, all the years. Orders that the respondent contribute to the petitioner's attorney's fees and cost, grants each further relief as the court deems just and proper and in the best interest of the minor children. And this was signed on the 23rd day of March, 2023. So that's when Tabitha and Chris, that's when they got their dissolution of marriage. Now, what's this way? Okay. Now, while everything is going on and the marriages and stuff, Heather and Chris, they first get, they got their marriage certificate and they get divorced. I don't know when they get divorced because it doesn't say like in the documents that I have. But then she does have an arraignment. So she does get in trouble for something. But the summary that I have, it doesn't tell me exactly what she got in trouble for. But I just wanted to just let you guys know, during all this stuff, she's not quiet. It's not like she's she's quiet. She's not around, I don't think, but she's doing her own thing. She's getting in a little bit of trouble here and there. So this is what it looks like. You can't really read what this, it doesn't really tell us much. But it says court appointed counsel. So here she has some court appointed counsel. And this was August 14th, 2023. So I think they appointed her one. Hey, DM. I don't know. I would think you would have to be 18. But I'm like 1,000% sure that my friend stayed in a room by herself and she wasn't 18. Let me see, because it was just like, it wasn't too long we were talking about it. Remember? We're like, okay. So, hey, when you used to stay, this is what I said, on cruises, did you ever stay out of the room from your parents? And if you did, how close were the rooms? And could you hear each other from the room you were in? And I know that she went before she was 18. There's no way she was 18. And she says, yes, and they were next door to each other or across the hall. And she got that right because they were across the hall. So I don't know. I guess it just, I mean, the rules are probably 18. You got to be 18. I would think that that would be the rules. Her parents aren't the rule kind of breaking type, though. I don't know. Maybe she went, maybe her brother was with her sister. Maybe they stayed in like one of those 3 like people things or something, you know what I mean? I don't know. Okay. So as I was saying, like, you know, Heather's just doing Heather here. She's doing a lot better, and I'm happy for her. And then this is her arraignment summary, or that's what I just pulled up. Okay. Court appointed counsel. That's what we just had up. Guilty plea. Okay. So this is her guilty plea. I, Heather Marie Kempner, desire to withdraw my plea of not guilty, so I might enter my plea of guilty to the charge of obstructing an officer, neglect / refusal to comply, child or compel child. Compel child to attend school. Okay, so she just got obstruct. I don't know what one is. This is CM. It says 1 LMFR. So I don't know what that is. So, like, this is 2. Obstructing is number 2 charge. It looks like, maybe not. Obstructing an officer, neglect, refusal to compel child to attend school. Wow. Oh my gosh. My mom would beat me. But I could see my mom getting one of them compel your kid to go to school. Oh my, she would beat me. But I hated going to school. I could see her getting one of these. I understand my right to be represented by an attorney at every stage of these proceedings. Okay. She has a court-appointed attorney. See, it says it's circled. And it says, I fully understand that if I plead guilty, it is the judge's duty to fix my punishment. I understand the district attorney will recommend 15 days with credits for time served. But she's aware that the judge can say, no. That's what that means. And she could receive a harsher punishment. On the other hand, I can present evidence in mitigation to show the court I am a deserving of leniency. I have the right to some time before the court determines this matter, but waive such and request an immediate decision on sentence. Well, that's kind of scary. My plea is completely voluntary. I've been promised nothing in return for my plea. Well, you got this little recommendation of 15 days. So I have not been mistreated or coerced in any way. I committed the offense as alleged, knowing right from wrong and desire to be found guilty on my guilty plea. My plea of guilty. I mean, everybody in this family is just getting into so much trouble. Yeah, I'm just saying that she probably was. I know she wasn't 18 and she was in a cabin by herself. I'm just saying, like, this was back in the This would have been back, wow, early 2000s. So let me ask her. What? Let's just ask her. She's going to be like, why do you keep asking me about my cruise? Hey, Scotty. I'm sure that one person should be 18, right? I mean, they're probably supposed to be 18. I could see that because, I mean, that sounds right. I mean, 18, right? 18 and up. But I'm just saying, I could see her parents buying 2 rooms just because she was that spoiled, just to give her her own room, or have like a connector with like the door connecting, or you know what I mean, like one of those kind of deals. I mean, she was spoiled. She still is. So I'll see if she answers. Yeah, let's see when they got married. I forget, when did they got married. Is this it? 12/23/2024. There's their marriage license there. I've never been on a cruise either, but I mean, I'm just assuming if, like on land, right? How old do you have to be actually to rent a hotel? You have to be actually older than 18 to rent a hotel, don't you? And then Heather is her bio mom. Yep, Heather's Anna's bio mom. And Chris Kempner is, now married to Chantel. But he was married to Heather. Then he was married to Tabitha. Then he was married to Chantel. I'm learning. I'm trying to learn. It's a lot of people. It's a lot of different people. Okay, I sent it 1 minute ago, so she might not get it till tomorrow. Are the kids out of school still? What's the date? The kids are still out of school. Answer me. I don't know how long it's been since really she went on a cruise. I mean, if I was younger than 18, then it was definitely more than 20 years ago. It would be at least 22 plus years, 23, 24. I don't know. I just know that she went on them when I was young, and we always went, like, her parents always took me on vacation with them. And I was saying this the other night, I'm like, I wonder why they never took me on the cruise. So I'm wondering if maybe her older brother, older sister went, but her older brother and older sister are like literally older than her, like by like 20, 30 years. Like, I'm not exaggerating that, like literally. So they wouldn't have, I don't know. I just don't see them like hanging out and like, they never really like, did that. She's probably like, why were you asking? Why are you asking me if I'm alone? But yeah, no, I'm sure that you have to be 18 or older. I'm not disputing that. I'm just saying they probably got her a room and there ain't nothing. I mean, if she's just going to bed in there at night and she's not throwing parties and getting the security down there, they're not going to know. They're not going to know. They're not going to be paying no attention to that. They got bigger fish to fry on a cruise ship than my friend, hanging out. Yeah, she does. I think she does go by a different name. I think you're right. I think it's, I'll tell you. Oops. Yeah. And they were married on 5/16/2006. I don't know, Miss Bree. I'm just telling you what I do know. You'd have a credit card to run it. Yeah, I think you still do because like that way if you like mess up the room, they could charge it to your credit card, right? Um that's what I would think. I just read in the chat. Okay, well, I think that's all I've got for you guys. I think so. My dog slept through the whole live. She took the pillow and the blanket. This one's just laying there. Yeah. It's like when we when we go to California, Vincent's like, "Don't you dare touch that mini fridge." He's like, "I can hear my card now." But he let me do that once. He let me eat everything out of the mini fridge once. It was years ago, 10 years ago. Don't come after us. We were young. Except for the $3 water. It was $3.50 for a bottle of water. I said, "Oh, hell no." You could have probably heard me from the third floor or whatever floor we were on to like the front of this hotel. I was like, "You are not selling me on no $3.50 bottle of water." Things keep grinding up. I appreciate that. Thanks, Ladybug. It actually needs wash to keep grinding up. I appreciate that. It's a little curly though. I've been putting it in the heatless curls. It's like 15 for water in Vegas. See, well, I would do that. I would because it's hot, right? But if you are in Vegas and you're drinking like you're in Vegas, you're gonna probably want the $15 bottle of wine or water, wine, or that too. Yeah, it was so expensive. I was like $3.50, something like that. I had the picture somewhere, and it was in Florida, and it was in like South Beach or something we went to. And I was just like, this is crazy. I was like, but I will eat the $10 Pringles. I'll eat them all right now. Stupid hot or stupid cold. Yeah. I hope you did too, Crystal. I did. I had a good Christmas. We went to my niece's. My brother's oven broke. Let's pray for his oven. Hopefully it's only like, what are they called? Elements, fuses. I don't know. Did that fuses enough? I don't think so. I don't think they do. But hopefully he could fix it without too much hassle. So I'm glad you did. Well, I'm glad. I hope everybody had a great holiday, you guys. Hopefully you guys had a great holiday. I'll be back on tomorrow. Actually, after this live, if you just want to chill here for a minute, you'll go over to the next live tomorrow night. We did talk about this case last night on our live. It's important to get the word out. Well, there's missing people, right? So, what did I was X'd out of something. Oh, I can get back to that. I'm like, what did I X out of? We're gonna X out of actually everything except for I wanted to check one thing. I wanted to check the discussion group. There's nothing. This is just the same. Okay. What was I gonna say? Oh, but we're gonna go over a missing persons case. Basically, this 19-year-old girl walked out of her house to her mom thought she was going on a walk, but she wasn't awake yet. Her mom woke up and saw her phone was there and it was dead. She started charging her phone for her. She looked out, she saw her car was there. So she walked outside thinking she was going to see her daughter and they would come walking back in the house together. And her daughter has not been seen since. And this was on Christmas Eve. So at 6 o'clock in the morning. So I think that we should talk about that case because it sounds like it's going to be it's going, yeah, that's the life for tomorrow. Really, Campus Blue? What is going on with that? No, they didn't get to cook before it broke. No, Ladybug. So they were going to bake Christmas cookies the night before for Santa, and Santa didn't get his cookies. And I told my brother, personally, me, I would have taken all the Christmas gifts back. I'm the Grinch. Okay. I would have played a prank. I would have played a prank on my kids because I am just like, I have that in me, that my dad used to do this crap to me and they used to torture me, but it's funny at the same time. But I would have collected like all the gifts, right? Like from under the tree, like the overnight, right? Like you're supposed to sit the cookies out for Santa, right? That makes Santa happy and he leaves gifts. Well, if he doesn't get his cookies, let's say, because the oven broke, I thought it would have been cute, like to take all the gifts and like put them in the closet and then been like, oh, just kidding, kids, like I would have been like, Santa didn't come here because you didn't leave him any cookies. What the heck? I'm just kidding. My nieces and nephews are like smarter than that, so they would have laughed. Like I wouldn't make them cry. I want to make sure you guys know that they are old enough to where they would not believe me. We didn't go out to eat. I was going to invite them up here, which I invited to cook all the sides, but I didn't even have all the sides to cook. But we went to my niece's house. I don't know why my brother didn't think of that sooner. It was such a good idea. I got to see my great nephew for the first time. And let me tell you, he's the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life. He really is. Really? That's crazy. So you had to do that there too? I know. Well, we haven't heard about Kate has gotten well. I actually looked it up the other day and there wasn't nothing. Now I'm going to look it up now and see if I see anything. Nope. But I will let you know when he goes to court here soon. So they haven't updated us. So. Well, thank you guys so much for being here. Yeah, she lives close. She lives right down the road. And I've never been to her house either. So it was really nice to be able to go over there and see her and her whole family. And like, she's 30 now. So it's weird. It's just weird. But thank you guys for being here tonight. I do appreciate it. If you guys don't mind, take a second, hit the like button on the way out. Subscribe to the channel. Again, if you have it's being weird. But just double check, make sure you are subscribed. Sit tight. I'm going to move you over to the next live for tomorrow. If you want to watch that one, it's going to be really, really good. And I think you guys will enjoy it because we're going to get the word out. So we're good at getting the word out. So thank you guys again for being here. I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Have a wonderful night. Bye, guys.
Hold your breath and feel the tension. Devils hide behind redemption. Honesty is a one-way gate to hell. I wanna taste consumption. Be faster to waste oxygen. Hear the children sing aloud. It's music till the wick burns out. Be carefree lately, yeah. Just kicking up daisies. Got 1 too many quarters in my pockets. Count 'em like the 4-leaf clovers in my locket. Untied laces, yeah. Just tripping on daydreams. Got dirty little lullabies playing on repeat. Might as well just ride around the nursery and count sheep.